Hello, welcome to today's workout, which is workout 2 in our one-piece series, where we use one piece of equipment for a whole workout. Today I have a pair of dumbbells. Yeah, 2 dumbbells does count as one piece, they come in pairs, right? I'm going to be using 5 kilograms, that means 5 kilograms each, 5 kilograms and 5 kilograms, okay? If you want to know what weights are right for you, and you should be thinking about that, please don't just automatically use the same as me. There are notes on the web page to help you pick up the right weights for you. If you have a selection of dumbbells, you are welcome to use different ones in this workout, but because it's one piece, I'm just going to stick with this 5 kilogram pair. If you, by the way, just something to keep in mind while you do this, if you didn't do workout 1 in this series, because you don't have a kettlebell, but you do have dumbbells, just keep your brain switched on a little bit during this one today, because I'm going to show you some moves like swing with dumbbells, which hopefully will make you confident enough to tackle that first workout with dumbbells, even though I'm using a kettlebell, because you can do all the same moves if you've got a pair of dumbbells and get all the same benefits. So I don't want you missing out on that first one if you've got dumbbells but not a kettlebell. Pay attention. Right, anyway, let's get on with it. Very similar to that first one, we've got 30 rounds, 50 seconds per exercise, 10 seconds break in between. I'm just going to start the interval timer. We are going to start with a dumbbell clean and press. We're going to do it slightly differently than you might have seen me do dumbbell clean and press before. So you're going to have your dumbbells either side of your body, feet about hip width apart, and we're just going to have, so notice by the way that dumbbells are on sort of a diagonal here, and we're going to sit the hips back and just tap the floor with the corners of the dumbbells there, and then bring them up into that clean and press. Repeat, sit the hips back, tap the floor, come up, clean and press. All the kind of technique cues I'm always giving you are going to apply here. Make sure you're pressing the hips back, core is on, back is very straight, press up and down. So we're just starting out in the workout here, so the first few rounds are easing in from the warm-up into the workout, so don't try and do too much too soon, but obviously put a bit of effort in, get everything warm, get all those muscles fired up. Let's just do one more. Let's finish that one. Right, okay, next one's going to be goblet squat. I'll just use one dumbbell here. I'm going to hold it like this, yeah? Like a goblet. Feet are just outside hip width, a little bit wider than hip width, and I'm going to sit my hips back into that squat and rise up. Make sure every toe is touching the floor. Yes, bare feet are ideal for this workout. You want all of the foot down, every toe, and of course the heels, the knees, point towards the middle toes, especially when you're at the bottom. Do not let the knees buckle at any cost. If the knees start to buckle, don't come down as low. You can also do this without a weight. It's very important that your squat technique is on point. Way more important than holding a weight or anything. Those are just additional things to progressors. Your priority one is the movement, the correct movement. All right, Arnold press. Big Arnold fan here. We start with the weights. Here, palms facing the body. And then we're just going to turn them out and press them up and back in. Up and together. Up and together. An old favourite of mine, old favourite bodybuilding move. It was invented by Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's the Arnold we're talking about here. No, I don't know, Arnold Palmer or some other Arnold. Stand nice and tall, press them up, bring them down. Waking up the whole of the shoulder here, yeah? That's what this exercise is for. It works all parts, all the main parts of the shoulder, all the muscles around the shoulder. You want to be doing it with control. You've got to be careful with that shoulder joint. But part of being careful with it is strengthening it, of course. All right, what we got next? I like this one. Palms face forward is going to be a bicep curl across the body, alternating. In fact, actually, let's have the palms facing the hips. Sorry. I'm just going to twist a little bit to bring it up and across, yeah? Twist up and across. Now, when you're doing this, just be a bit careful a bit mindful of what's happening with the elbows. The elbow stays close to the side of the body. Do not twist, right? The temptation is to twist the rib cage because of the momentum of the weight coming up. Keep the chest facing forward, both shoulders facing forward, no twisting from side to side. Pull the belly in, activate the core. It's part of the exercise. It's going to keep you in correct positioning. We want to isolate the arms, okay? So no twisting, no momentum. Don't go too quickly. It is a fast-paced bicep curl, but it's not, it's not about speed really. It's about that technique. It's about the core being switched on. Isolate the arms. Very nice. We are banging through this already. What we got next? Lunge and press. Do whatever type of lunge you want. I'm going to do a backward lunge today. I'm going to start lunging back with the right leg. Bring it in. Bring them to a curl here. And then when we come up, we're going to press them up overhead and back down. Down into that lunge, 90-degree angle up with each leg there, or roughly up and over. Sorry, I should not follow it down there. Let's do this one correctly. Down into the lunge, curl them up, stand tall, press overhead, return. Long stride so that the front knee doesn't get pressed forward. Front knee should stay above the ankle when we're back here. Shoulders should be above the hips, not leaning forward. If you find that you can't help but lean forward, or you can't help but get that knee forward, put the weights down, hold on to a chair or the wall or something to stabilize you so that you can do that exercise with correct technique. Way more important than adding the arm movement. Other side then, long stride back with the left, 90-degree angle or thereabouts in each leg. Squeeze the weights up, stand tall, press overhead, and back to the start point. Palms are facing inwards towards the body on this one, all the way through here, and here also. Sorry, I keep forgetting to curl. I'm down here. Curl here, step in, bring up. It doesn't matter really, we're getting that curl in. But it's nice to do it while we're down here because we're getting this stability work. Yeah, so if we curl when we're down in the lunge, we have to hold it all still and stable against the momentum of those arms moving up. It also means we end up staying down here a little bit longer. Time under tension, working the muscles harder, getting us stronger. More bang for the buck. We don't do these exercises for very long. Single arm swing, one dumbbell. You don't want your legs fairly wide, especially if your dumbbell's a bit chunky like mine. Right, swing, hinges from the hip, up. Up. Right, this is an exercise mainly for the glutes, for around the area around the hip, right? So the upper body hinges forward, very flat back. Knees bend a little bit, but not too much. It's about pressing the hips back, hinging the body forward with a straight flat back. And the power comes through the hips. Arm is pretty relaxed, okay? You want your shoulder blade pressed into the back, but the grip can be fairly loose. The arm is relaxed, it's just like a pendulum. Try and bring it up to shoulder height now, higher. Hinge forward. Very nice. That's how you do single arm swing with a dumbbell, yeah? Next one, another bicep curl. A little bit different here, just going to wake up the forearms a bit more. Squeeze them up, turn, palms now facing out, control on the way down. Squeeze them up, turn, control on the way down. If you are someone who struggles a bit with wrist strength or other exercises where the forearms need to be strong, this is for you. It's for everyone. Everybody needs good wrist strength. It's one of the areas that tends to weaken as we get older, and it's one of the areas that, if it does become weakened as we age, it affects quality of life, yeah? You can't open a jar, you can't pull a plug out of a plug socket or put one in, you can't turn a key in a door, then you lose your independence to a degree, right? So do that exercise. Work your wrists. Sounds wrong. Okay, other arm, moving on. Single arm, other side. Swing! Let's go. Right, another thing to keep in mind here, when you're doing single arm swing, whether it be kettlebell or dumbbell, the tendency is for this shoulder, and in fact the whole of this side of the torso, to dip towards the side with the weight on. Obviously the gravity's pulling it down a bit more with that weight. We want to fight that. So check yourself out in the mirror. Check your shoulders, or as close to level as you can get them. Think about pulling this shoulder blade into the back. That's going to help you. And as always, pressing the hips back. And I cannot emphasize enough, because people don't think about this enough. It's a hinge from the hips. The core is switched on, so the spine stays in the same alignment. Nice, straight, strong spine, hinging at the hip crease. I like that one. Sideways, don't like this one. No one likes this one. If your weights get too much, put them down. Slight bend in the elbow, but not too much, because that makes it too easy. Squeeze up, slowly lower. Squeeze up, slowly lower. Now, we all like to see a cat's shoulder, yeah? Very sexy, very youthful, yeah? Strong, straight shoulders with that definition. It's beautiful. Looks healthy, looks athletic, looks strong. Guess what this does? That's what we're working on here. And obviously it's very functional strength. Pulling the weight up, controlling on the way down. Really good to do a lot of pulling exercises, because we tend to do a lot of pushing in our workouts, because it's just kind of an easier movement to get to, if you know what I mean, and pushing in daily life. Let's just do one more for a treat. You're welcome. What's next? Chest fly, okay. We get to lie down now at least. Now, come down to your mat. You've got a bench, by all means use it, of course. And what you can do is just rest your dumbbells on the thighs, just above the knees, and come back, and you can use the knees to help safely push you into position. Palms are facing down towards the feet. Weights are level with the, towards the bottom of the rib cage. So like your weights are by the bottom third of the rib cage, as you like in this one. And we bring them down and press up. Do not clang the weights together at the top. They should be a good few centimetres apart. We're not bringing the weights together, we're just pressing them up. The angle between the upper arm and your rib cage should be about 45 degrees. Okay, so the elbows, what I'm saying is they're not pointing out at shoulder height, they are lower. All right, we can get up now. Don't do that one unless you're used to it. Just being fancy. I'm such a show off, God. Well, we've got standing overhead tricep extension. One weight, you can hold it in two hands or use two weights. This is a standing exercise, but I'm just going to kneel because I don't think you can see me very well if I stand. I mean, you can kneel as well if you want. And we're just pressing up, okay? You've seen this before. If you have round weights like me, it's a bit tricky to keep them together, so just focus on that, think about it. Or if it is too difficult, just hold the one weight with two hands. Or you can do what I've just done, where I put one weight slightly behind the other one. But that does change the angle of the arm slightly. So look, I'm just going to switch that to make sure I do the same on each side. So I'm a bit obsessed with balance. We're working the triceps, shoulders pointing skyward, belly pulled in. Squeeze the glutes, especially if you're in this upward kneeling position like me. You need to do that. One more. Very nice. Felt that actually. Small muscle, the triceps, so even a weight that's relatively light like this is going to get in there. Back fly. Nice. Okay. Knees bend a little bit. Hinging from the hips. Very straight flat back. Slight bend in the elbow. Squeeze the shoulder blades together to bring the weights up, okay? So the arms are not working here. So you've got that slight bend in the elbow, and imagine you are a mannequin, or you've got mannequin arms, you've got prosthetic arms, if you like, right? Imagine that. So the elbow doesn't move, wrist doesn't move, the work is being done by the upper back. Think about it, work it. Pull the belly in, squeeze. Back flat, very, very important, okay? Do not start to stand up. Keep the back flat and straight. Activate the muscles of the legs. Work the core. Single leg deadlift. You've seen this one in the kettlebell workout. If you did that with me, I'll do right leg first, just on facing this way. So, knees are level with each other. Thighs are level with each other. And we deadlift here. Okay, key thing is pull the belly in and press the hips back. Oh, need to keep that foot up. Right? If you're doing this correctly, The weight stay below the shoulders, the hips press back, and notice how my weights are moving up and down on a direct horizontal line. Okay, they are close to the shin here, right? You shouldn't be using the arms to pull them in close. You should be pressing the hips back. That's how you get the work into the right areas of the body. Those hamstrings, back of the thigh. I'm constantly being asked for exercises to strengthen the hamstring, which is a good thing. It's a muscle that can get a bit lazy, difficult to activate sometimes. This gets in there, but you have to focus. You have to work on correct technique. So other side, I'm on the ball of the other foot, pressing my hips out behind me. And that means being honest about your technique, right? If the weights are coming down out in front of you, you want to press the hips back more. Make sure you're bending the knee of that working leg a little bit. Not too much though, it's about the hips going back. Back flat and straight and strong. It's a hinge at the hips. That good old hip hinge again. Yeah, so you don't want the weights dangling out in front of you. They shouldn't be like below your chest out here. They should be in close to the shin. And we're not pulling them in with the arms. We are pressing back with the hip. Feel it. Okay, it's really an exercise you have to feel into. Okay, so you can move my exercise list down. Auto cue. This is my auto cue, guys. Oh. All right, we're going to have an impromptu rest here. I'll let you have a little rest. That was a hard exercise. We're doing legs again next, so not a bad time to quickly reset. All right, so grab a sip of water, do what you need to do. I'm just going to shake that off. And while we're here, I'll just talk about the next exercise, which is going to be squat and twist press. I use two weights. These 5 kilogram dumbbells for me are fairly light, okay? I'm using them because they're the heaviest dumbbells I have access to here in this place, right? If I had 7s, I'd rather probably use 7s for this, if I only have to use one weight, but I am feeling it, I am sweating. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be a squat. We sit back, weights come down to the side here, come up to the middle, and then press up with a twist. Okay, get ready, we're off in 2 seconds. Come on. So we're going to sit into that squat. So I'm just tapping a little twist here that are out in front of that foot, up to center, and press with a twist. So what are we working here? We're working the whole body, right? We're not going quickly. We're not doing it as a cardio move because I want control. Feet are parallel. I just adjusted mine to make sure they were. Sit the hips back, flat, straight back. Power up to here. Using the waist to get that twist, shoulders and arms to lift them up overhead. Notice how I'm pivoting on this foot, checking to make sure my feet are in the correct position when I come back down. Turn. Great core exercise. Great exercise for full body integration, calorie burn, athletic unified strength. I love, I love that. All right, quick shake. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Feet, just like at the outer edges of the hips there. Sit back, tap the corners of the dumbbells to the ground if you can get that whilst keeping a flat straight back to the center. Turn it up to the other side. Squat, sit those hips back, come up, turn. That was a bit of a messy one. Let me do a nicer one now. Squat with the hips straight out behind you, come up and turn. Right, so when you come down into this squat, don't have the legs and hips twisted here. Yeah, the squat is as normal. Sit the hips out behind you. We turn from the waist only so that we work the waist and the lower body remains in correct position. Power up, press. Couple more. Check the feet. They're in correct alignment when you come down into that squat. Up. Last one done. Very nice. Tricep kickback. My hands are sweating. These plastic weights. All right, so feet underneath the hips, slightly bend the knees, hinge forward at the hips, weights in close, and kick them back. You're going to feel this most in the tricep, back of the upper arms. But the reason why I like this exercise is it's actually an exercise for the whole of the body. Spread your toes, keep every muscle of the legs, that's all switched on, right? The legs are not moving, they're just supporting you, strong, sturdy, stable, still, right? Same goes for the upper back, the whole of the back rather. Yes, spine is straight in correct alignment, belly is pulled in, all that is stable and still against the momentum of those weights moving back as you feel the burn in the upper arms. We're well over halfway through. Corkscrew curl now. So, palms face the body, corkscrew up, both together this time, and back down. Front of the arms. So we just work the back of the arms. Now we're working the front of the arms, biceps. So think about how you can make this a full body exercise too, and it should be really. So both feet are flat on the floor, spreading the toes, strong firm foundation, all the stabilising muscles of the feet there switched on. If you've got no shoes on, they will be, nicely. Okay, just pull the muscles of the thighs, the quads, the front of the thighs. Think about sort of pulling your kneecaps up a little bit. Squeeze the glutes, long waist, belly pulled in, shoulders are backing down, elbows are staying into the sides of the rib cage to get that curl. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Isn't it? Suitcase swing. Here is another type of swing you can do with kettlebells. I like this one. Do you want to use 2 kettlebells? I like this one. Feet are hip width apart here. Nice tall body. Slight bend in the knees. Let's hinge forward to start. And they're going to swing out behind you at the sides and then up to shoulder height only. Now you need to be a bit mindful here. Don't use weights that you can't control, because we want them obviously going out to the side of the body, not smashing into our hips or legs. Make sure you're getting a hinge, so it's a bent knee, but it's all about pressing the hips back really, and then powering up. You should be really thrusting through the hips there, squeezing the glutes, using that muscle to power you through. Very flat, straight back. And as I mentioned, being mindful of where your weights are, controlling it. They don't come up any higher than shoulder height. Nice. Shoulder press. Okay, I'm going to come down onto my knees again. You can remain standing. I just want to make sure you can see my weights. Let's have them facing the sides of our head here, because we're going to do quite a fast pace. You do your pace, you don't need to match mine. Because these dumbbells are fairly light for me, I'm going to need to make this more of a high rep, fast-paced exercise in order to feel it. If your weights are heavy for you in this move, go slower, do fewer reps. You're going to get some great strength and sculpting benefits, whereas I'm getting a bit more of a cardio endurance exercise here by doing lots of reps. So I'm going to just speed it up a little bit. For the last 10 seconds, I am feeling the burn now, but I want more. Rest of the body is staying still, isolating the shoulders, control, control, nice. Okay, because we're coming into the last, what have we got now? 7 or 8 moves. Sumo squat. It's nice to use one dumbbell for this, just for control reasons, but you can hold 2 together, especially if you've got the flat ones. Wide stance. Toes are pointing out a little bit more here. Knees, very important. Come down, chest up, stay proud. Knees are pointing towards your middle toes. It's very important in this one. Do not allow the knees to buckle in. Do not do this exercise with buckling in knees. It's part of the exercise. But you need to be able to press the knees out. Don't overstrain. So don't stand so wide that you overstrain. So knees are over the ankles here, pointing towards the middle toes. You're going to feel that in the inner thighs. You're going to feel it in your glutes, even with a small weight. If you find you can't help but have the knees buckle in, bring the feet closer together, put the weight down, don't go down as low, and just work on progressing lower and wider bit by bit. Alternating bent over row. So we are familiar with this hip hinge now, yeah? Strong straight back, and we're going to row either side. My weights are diagonal to my torso here, obviously alternating sides, quite a fast pace for me because these weights are light for me. So again, I'm getting a cardio endurance move. If your weights are heavy for you, then you might want to do slower pace, fewer reps, and get a strength, muscle building, muscle sculpting exercise instead. Which is ideal, really. The more muscle you have, the more muscle you get to put to work when you do a more cardio endurance focused workout, the more fat you burn, the more metabolic you are, the stronger you are, the stronger your bones are. Highly recommended. Haha, bear pull through. I really struggled with this bear one yesterday when I recorded the kettlebell workout. So, bear position. Yeah, so the knees are just hovering above the floor there. Can you see that? And we reach through to one side, pull the weight through. Please don't roll the weight. Back into bear position. And pull it through to that side. Back to bear. So don't try and go too quickly here. It's about control. It's about keeping those knees. Let me check mine. Mine were coming up, hovering just above the mat, okay? You want about 4 or 5 centimeters there. 2-3 inches. No more between your knees and the mat. Try not to let the body rock from side to side. Palms are below shoulders, belly is in. It's about controlling this position here against the momentum of pulling that weight. Great core exercise, great for full body engagement. Oh, this is not going to be anyone's favourite thing, but it works the lower abs, which we like. Find this hollow body position. First of all, belly in. I'm just going to do a little bicep curl. Mainly to take our mind off it. Try and just really keep pulling the belly button in, pressing the lower back down towards the mat. Trying to just imagine you wanted to make a hollow bowl with the belly area. Yeah? Just the muscles of the abs making that hollow bowl. Doesn't matter what you've got, how much fluff you've got on top of the muscles can still activate in that way. Pull them down. 6 seconds, we can do this. Hold. And release. Good news is we're down on the mat for the whole rest of this workout. And now we get to lie back, take a breath. You can hold 2 weights, or if they're quite heavy for you, I recommend just 1. They're above the shoulders here. Very, very carefully and with control, and only if you're confident with the weight. And bring them to we have a 90-degree angle in the arm. And press back up. It's all about control. Okay, you don't want to be moving quickly in this one. You want to be very aware of where the weights are. You need full control of them. Strong grip, strong arm. If it starts to get wobbly, put it down. It's not worth risking anything with a weight above your head, obviously. But it's a nice exercise for control. Keep pulling that belly in, by the way, pressing lower back down. Working the abdominal area at the same time. And done. Okay. We only got a few more moves now. Toe reach. I'll just hold one dumbbell here. Right. So remember that the feet are above the hips, knees are above the hips. I'm just going to reach up, okay? So don't bring the legs in too close. That's where I see a lot of people going wrong in this one, okay? You don't have to actually reach the toes. The important thing is that the legs don't come any closer to your upper body, right? They should be above the hips, no closer. And then think about engaging the lower abs. Let's get up high and just pulse at the top now. So when you're really going to feel it. Try and make it even so you're level on both sides. And just reaching up towards those feet. Shoulder blades up. Don't let the legs slide in. They're pretty straight. You're reaching for the toes. Couple more. Oh, very nice. All right, what's next? Suitcase crunch. By all means, put your weights down here. We're tired. But if you want, we're going to crunch in and reach and back. Crunch in, reach and back. You want more? Oh, I guess we can come up and down. Up, reach through and down. Up, reach through and down. So in the crunch version, we're using the arms to get in this suitcase position here. If you want to come all the way up, muscly, it's more about bringing the legs in and the arms stay a bit more fixed. We get the ankles in. Oh, I'll try and say it for the last 10 seconds. Bring it in, extend it out. Bring it in. Oh, tipped forward. One more. Oh, abs. Bridge now. Weights above the hips. Get them comfy. If it really, if it's really uncomfortable, you can always put the weights down, or you can just have one weight. Heels are close to the hips. Squeeze through the glutes. Think about it. Don't come up too high. If you're like flexible in the back like me, then you can be very easy to go up too high. We don't actually want that. We want a straight line from knee down towards the shoulders here. Okay, we're not, I know it's called bridge, it should be called like ramp or something. Maybe that's why a lot of people don't call it bridge so much anymore. It's called thruster and different things nowadays. Maybe that's more descriptive. Squeeze. Main thing is it works your butt and core. Is this the last exercise? Yes, it is. Palms are facing towards the feet. Remember what I said about the arm angle for chest press? Chest press here. Raise the legs. Lower them slowly. Arms come back down. Raise them up. Raise the legs. Bring them down. Lower the legs. Raise them up. Raise the legs. Slowly lower the legs at the same speed as me, please. Down. Up. Pull the belly in. Hollow it out. Raise them up. Keeping that lower back pressed in, belly button right, pull into the spine, slowly lower and down. This is your last exercise. Raise them up, belly hollow, lower back down, slowly, slowly, slowly with those legs. Control with the arms, up, one last leg lift, up, hold now, real slow, last thing you're gonna do in this workout. Really press that lower back down, really pull the belly button in, squeeze. We're done. Hi. That's a good one, wasn't it? Came in at 31 minutes because of our impromptu break in the middle. I won't charge you any extra for that. You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think of this series so far. Looking forward to making more. There's going to be more dumbbells, more kettlebells, but I also want to use, take this opportunity to use some of the equipment that I like to train with, but don't often get a chance to work into videos because I tend to try and use the equipment that most people have got. But I'm talking about things like TRX suspension trainers, maybe using my pull-up bar a bit more, ab wheel. Oh, I've got all sorts of things, right? Okay, so I will give you modifications so that you can do those. If you don't have those pieces of equipment, I will show you how to use them doing other things. But for those people who do have those bits of equipment, it's going to be nice to have, at least one or two workouts on the side that you can do with me where we dust them off and put them to good use, yeah? What else have I got? Weighted vest, like, I don't know, you tell me what you've got and we'll think about those for the future ones. Hope you enjoyed this one today. Don't forget to stretch now. Check out Live Leopard, check out my stretch videos, or just, make sure you stretch the areas that are tight for you, and then have a lovely day. Well done, bye-bye.